Welcome to phase 4, balance and boundaries. This is where we stop trying to squeeze ourselves into schedules that were never built for real life or real women. If you've ever felt like you can't keep up, like you're always behind, or like no matter how much you do, it's never enough, this phase is for you. We're talking about building buffer time, redefining productivity, creating that balance that actually works, not some perfect 50-50 myth happening here, and finally stepping off the burnout hamster wheel cycle. You're going to learn how to work with your time instead of fighting it and creating a weekly rhythm that feels lighter, calmer, and way more sustainable. Let's get into it. Hey friends, welcome back to Release Your Inner Power. I'm your host, Shauna B, and today we're talking about something that sounds simple, but honestly trips up so many of us. We're talking about planning your week without feeling overwhelmed before Monday even starts. Because tell me if this sounds familiar. You sit down with good intentions, you open up your planner, maybe you've got sticky notes or your phone calendar's up, you have a to-do list, and then there's about 47 tabs open in your brain. And somehow, instead of feeling organized, you already feel behind because it's so much. Like you're planning a life that only works for a version of you who sleeps 8 hours a night, never gets interrupted, doesn't have any kids or work stress or laundry or I don't know, emotions maybe. Or surprise, life be lifing over here and there's moments that swoop through and kind of like knock you off your track, right? Yeah, same. And today, I want to give you a simpler weekly planning approach. Something a little different. Stick a toe in with me for something a little bit different. One that feels lighter, kinder, and actually doable for real women with real lives. For real lives, not machines, right? For humans. So by the end of this episode, you're going to walk away with a new mindset around planning, a simple framework that you can use today, and tools that you can put into action to help you with this process. And of course, a small challenge that can completely change how your week can feel. So grab your coffee or the beverage you like to drink in the morning, afternoon, evening, whichever you're going to be listening to this episode. Go for a walk, fold that laundry, and let's talk about planning in a way that finally fits the life that you want to live instead of working against it. So let's start with some honesty here, because most of the time, we're not failing at planning, right? The planning part is not the part that we're like failing at. The planning part is usually what is failing us. Like we are taught to plan like productivity machines. Do and do and do and do and do. Not like humans. We plan based on ideal energy, perfect focused, zero interruptions. Check, 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 right? But our lives look more like school emails popping up, work deadlines shifting around, somebody needing us emotionally, being exhausted by Wednesday. And then when we can't keep up with the plan, we think, man, I'm not rocking this time management thing. Maybe I just need more discipline here. Like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just stick to the plan? Nothing is wrong with you. You're just trying to follow a system built for consistency, but in a life that requires flexibility. I learned this lesson the hard way during a week where I truly thought I was rocking it. I had everything planned. It looked so good. I'm going to tell you about it here for a second. So I remember sitting down. I have like this place in my couch where I like to sit and I usually journal and plan and like do stuff. And I have this special planner that breaks things down to make it easy for me just to do the small step, right? And I remember being so proud of myself because I had the next like 3 months planned out to like rock all this stuff that's like really important. And, as long as I follow the plan, it's going to be great. Like we're talking color coded meals, work blocks, workout times. I even put in my recharge, relax time in there because y'all know how important that is to me, right? But I looked at it and thought, this is it. This is it. I've got this. I figured it out. This is going to be good. Like I can't wait to start knocking this down, like Monday morning, here we go, right? And then Monday morning comes. And before 9 a.m., life be life and plans changed. Someone needed me totally unexpectedly. My energy sucked. I had no sleep the night before whatsoever, maybe 2 hours. The kind where you're like not feeling it and you're just like, I don't even want to change into real life clothes. I want to stay in my comfy clothes all day. And the whole schedule already started collapsing. And so by Wednesday, I felt like I'm chasing to get this schedule done, to do these boxes, to check the things. I just felt like I was so behind, right? And here's the part that hit me the hardest. Nothing actually went wrong. Nothing went wrong. It was just life happening. And my plan had zero breathing room. And that's when I realized, hello, I don't need a be better at planning. Like I don't need a better planner. I don't need to be better at planning. I need to have more ease and be more gentle in the way that I plan. Because planning shouldn't make you feel like you're failing before your week even begins. A plan should make you feel supported, make all of that overwhelm and expectation and pressure and stupid stuff that we like to put on our backs and make it all heavy. A plan should support you to make it feel better, easier, smoother. Almost like you don't have to think about it. You just go to the plan. What are the things? Do, check. I rocked it today, right? So let's talk about what changed. And this the simple shift that made planning feel that lightness, that ease, all of that, instead of, putting more expectation and heaviness on yourself. So here's the reframe we're going to talk about. Your weekly plan is not a performance checklist, okay? It's a support system. Instead of planning everything, we focus on planning what matters the most. It is going to be like how can I describe it? It's going to be like a 3-layer weekly plan, if you will. So let's walk through this together, okay? Let's walk through this together. So layer one. Layer one is going to be kind of like your anchor. It's like your non-negotiables. These are the things that are already fixed in your life. For example, your work hours, or maybe some appointments or kid activities like their sports and things that they do after school. Commitments that you cannot move. Start there, not with your to-do list. Start there because your time is already partially spoken for in reality, right? So most planners will skip this step and immediately overload the remaining space. We don't want that. So start with the things that are already fixed in your life. Those are your anchors. Okay. So once your anchors are super clear, then we move to something that changes everything around. So this layer is called like your focus three, your top three, areas of the week that you want to do. So instead of having 25 priorities that you need to get done this week, we're going to hit that pause button. Okay. We're going to choose 3 areas for the week. Okay. Not daily, weekly. So maybe it's health that you're focusing on. Maybe it's a home reset or one work project you really need to finish, or you really, really want to do this like small little trip with your kiddos or your family and you want to have some connection with family, or maybe it's a game night, or maybe it's whatever, like connection with family time, or maybe it's personal growth. Like there's some things that you've been wanting to learn or wanting to read or wanting to do. Maybe it could be that. So ask yourself, what would make this week feel amazing and meaningful, even if everything else is messy? Even if everything else was messy. Doing this and finding your focus three or your three areas for the week reduces your decision fatigue dramatically. Okay. And now comes the part where most people forget. And honestly, it's kind of the secret sauce here for this whole thing. I know you guys have heard me talk about this before because I'm so pro this is layer three is your breathing room. So you intentionally leave space. Yes, you plan less on purpose. I'm going to say that one more time. Yes, you plan less on purpose because life is going to fill the gaps up. It's going to happen. So think of it like packing a suitcase, right? If it's already stuffed and nothing else fits, nothing else is going to fit in there. You're like leaning on it, trying to zip up that suitcase, right? Nothing else is going to fit without stressing you out. I got to put this one outfit in here, or this one other thing in this suitcase, right? No, breathing room allows for maybe you're not feeling it and your energy dips for the day, or unexpected moments that you had no idea were coming. Or maybe it's rest without feeling guilty because you just can't and you have to take that second for yourself. And suddenly you're not behind. You are adapting, you're pivoting, you're shifting and moving with what is coming. So let's make this super practical, okay? Let's get in our tools that we can use today to help out with this. Tool number 1, the 60% rule. So only plan about 60% of your available time. And I'm not saying sit down and like calculate this out so you have to have exact numbers and all the things, just do roughly 60-40, okay? The other 40%, that's real life space. That's real life things that are going on. This alone will reduce your overwhelm dramatically. Okay. Tool number 2, theme your days. Okay. And you don't have to be super strict with this, but it's helpful sometimes. I know that when I started doing this, theming my days, it helped me with cleaning because, as you know, cleaning a house and how many tasks go into cleaning a house, it's just never ending. And it's just helpful if you have days where certain things happen. And so you're like, Monday is this day, Tuesday is this day. You know what I mean? So that way, when that day rolls around, if you accomplish whatever that is on Monday, it's way lighter because, like, oh, I did my part on Wednesday or Monday because Tuesday's going to come and I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? So it's like not super strict schedule. It just gives you more of a direction and ease and flow of things if you can like theme your days out. So maybe Monday is like an admin day for you and reset of like, planning the week and all the things. Tuesday could be like deep work that you have to do. Wednesday could be your connection day. Thursday could be errands. And Friday is like a wrap up day of whatever needs to be finished before the week is done. Because now your brain knows where things belong and brings that ease in because you have set days for certain things. You know what I'm saying? Tool number 3, the enough list. So the daily enough list. I know that we've talked about this before too, but instead of like the endless to do list that you keep going at, because we all have one of those, right? We all have one of those big, huge to-do lists that we just brain dump on to get everything out of our brains, or at least I do, because I don't want that stuff all up in my head and keep circling around. I don't need to think about it 20 times. I'm going to dump that on a piece of paper and I'll revisit that. I usually try to revisit it once a month or once every 3 months to make sure that I'm actually doing my to-do list. But because life be lifing, let's be real. I don't want to put too much pressure. As long as I'm doing something on that list, it's okay. But daily, what 3 things need my attention the most today? What 3 things would make today enough? Not perfect, just enough. That will build momentum instead of burning you out of like, the list of 10 things and you go back to this big to-do list with like 100 things on it. If you just break it down to three things that need to be done. And we're talking, this doesn't have to be like big, huge to-do things. Okay. This could literally be, I want to work out today. I want to do yard work today and do a load of dishes. Like those three things need the most of my attention today. Okay, that's it. Or maybe it's spend time with like play a board game with my kids, take 10 minutes to myself, have dinner planned for the night instead of having it last minute. Three things. Okay. It could be anything small. It doesn't have to be big, huge things like we're gonna clean out the garage and we'll clean out the car and, run 20 errands. It doesn't have to be that. If that's your jam, and you want to do that, that's fine. But I would say one big thing and two little things. If you can't get past the not doing a big thing, do one big thing and two little things that need your attention the most today. Okay. Tool number 4. So I know you've heard of me talking about the 10-minute reset. This one, try a 10-minute weekly reset for the week. So this one's going to be a little bit different though. So at the end of the week, or I'm sorry, at the beginning of the week, inside your week, maybe like Monday to Wednesday, if you will. If, life be life and things just happen, just look ahead and adjust some things if needed. Like if you didn't get to something or you had to do something different or life came up and that whole day got, screwed up and the three things have to go somewhere else, that's fine. Just move the tasks around without guilt. Just move them during the week. So it's still getting done during your week. It just might not have been on Monday. It might be Thursday. And that's still okay because what is happening? It's still getting done. It's still getting done. Okay. You're not restarting. You're just recalibrating. And this is super important because I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get the things done that day. It needs to be done today because tomorrow and because this, because we always give the reasons of why, but is it really going to matter if the laundry is done on Monday or Wednesday? Now, I know there's special circumstances to everything, but in general, no, it's not. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine if you move things. You see what I'm saying? I mean, laundry is just an example, but it could be anything. Like, as long as it's done in a reasonable time, it doesn't have to be last minute to that day. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to give you something to actually try because change and shifting happens when we practice, okay? Not just listen, when we actually do the thing. So here's your challenge for the week. I want you to create your simpler weekly plan, and I'm going to give you 3 steps to do that. I want you to, step 1, write your anchors. Write your anchors. Step 2, choose your focus 3 or your 3 things that need your energy the most. Step 3, leave intentional blank space. Leave intentional blank space. That is it. No overthinking, no perfection. And then at the end of the week, I want you to notice how your stress feels, how decisions feel, how you talk to yourself during the week. Because we're not just changing the planning, we're also training our brain dragons in the process and changing our relationship with time. Okay? So I want you to hear this part really super clear. You don't need to earn rest by finishing everything and checking all the boxes. You don't need a perfectly optimized life. Okay? You need rhythms and support for who you are right now. A lighter plan means it can create more presence right now, more confidence, and more energy for what actually matters. That way, your week feels lighter, smoother, and less chaos. You start showing up differently. You stop surviving your schedule and you start actually living your life and being present for where you are right now. So this week, try planning with kindness instead of all this pressure. Let your plan support you and not judge you. And if this episode helped you, Share it with a friend who feels like she's always trying to catch up, like she's always chasing that schedule. Because chances are she doesn't need to do more. She just needs to stick a toe into another way of planning. Thank you for spending time with me today. I'm cheering you on always. And remember, you are not behind. You are just learning how to build a life that fits you. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, learned something new, or got some gems to take away that will boost your week. I release a new episode each week, so make sure to click that follow button to not miss what is coming next. If you love the show or want to share a story, send me a quick message. I love hearing from listeners. If you know someone who needs this episode in their life, go ahead and share it with them. I'm sure they would love you for it. If you are looking to connect more, check out the show notes for all the social links, my website. I would love to hear how this episode helped you and what you loved about it. If there is a topic you want to hear about, send that too. All right, ladies, now is the time to release your inner power. Are you feeling like you're behind or something's off or you've tried to do something new and you just can't get on that wagon? You just keep falling off? Guess what? You're human and life doesn't follow a perfect timeline. Maybe the year didn't start the way that you hoped. Maybe your goals got buried under real life stuff. But here's the truth. You're allowed to begin again anytime you want, whether it's July, September, December, January. Progress doesn't have a deadline. That's why now is the perfect time to join Empower Her. We meet you where you are, help you build momentum, and remind you that you don't have to do this alone. There's still so much time left. Let's make it count together.